Hello, beautiful people from YouTube and then YouTube money, and today I'm talking about It End With Us by Carly Hoover. Now, a girl named Lily, and she met a guy named Reivew. You know, Reivew is a nurse sergeant. He is a doctor, and he's a perfect boyfriend. You know, you want to marry that guy and everything. And Reivew and Liddy have a relationship, and they getting to know each other, and then do get married in like a week by knowing each other. Well, not really a week, but they met each other in a in an apartment complex where she lived. You know, she went to the roof. That way she met Reivew. And, you know, they met, then talked. And then all of a sudden, you know, they only met that one day. A couple months went by. And Liddy wanted to own her own flower shop. She want to, you know, own her own boutique of flowers. So she hired somebody, and this somebody is a wild sitter. So they met again, and then kind of have a relationship. They're like, you know what? They get together and they have fun, and then Wild like cool, whatever. So Wild and Lily start having a relationship, and Wild falling in love with Lily because she is, you know, so different with all the other girls. So yeah, they, you know what, they go get married right now. They go to Vegas, get married, come back, you know, they're very happily married. So when they come back, now, they guy named, so when they come back to Vegas, she find a big box, and that box is full of journals that she wrote when she was younger, and she wrote them to Ellen. Ellen, you know, the Ellen show, and you know, she wrote like, "Hey, dear Ellen." She always thought with a diary saying, "Dear Ellen," and she saw what happened for a day. Now, where she lived on the back of the house. So on the back of the house, she see a different house. But their house is an abandoned house. Nobody lived there because it's an abandoned house. Everything is breaking out. Now, somebody lived there because she see a young kid going there at night. Now, she went there and see what's going on. And there's a boy named Atlas. Now, Atlas go to her high school. I mean, they go to school together and everything. So Atlas and Lily become best friends. And of course, Atlas and Lily fall in love. So that was Lily first true love, her first boyfriend, her first everything. So while she reading these letters, you know, or diaries, she remember, you know, Atlas and everything, and then she always say what happened to Atlas, because before he led to, you know, the day and everything, and then at the high school he left the Marines or the Army, and you know, that's the only way that he could get money and everything, because he was a poor kid. He got nowhere to live. So he signed up to the Marines, the Army, and left. And then he said, go to New York City, because she said he always say that I will be bad for you. But she said, well, you know what? I didn't go to New York City. I don't want to be living with my parents. I want to leave and everything. And during that time, her parents, her mom and dad would get into fights. And her dad would hit the mom. So she would kind of like run away and go to Atlas' abandoned house and to hide out until the dad and the mom don't fight. And when she come back home, her mom had like a big bruise on her face and her lip. And one time, she was trying to help the mom and try to like get off the dad and not be able to get in a fight. But the dad hit Lily on the face, and she thought for sure the mom would leave the dad, but nothing really happened. Lily and Atlas are like, I can't believe she never left my dad. I mean, she always wanted her mom to leave her dad because the dad was always hitting her, and she is the only child. They didn't have anybody. She didn't have no brothers or sisters or anything like that. So she was the only child. And Lily always says, I would never, that a man hit me like that. She always say that to Atlas when they were younger. So fast forward to the present day. She is now married to Reivew. And of course, when the first hit with the Reivew does get in the bruises with Lily, really, really bad. And the first hit, we never really saw it coming because it took me by surprise. When I first time read it, I was like, wow, he really did hit her. And I thought, okay, it was by accident because something happened in the kitchen that she didn't mean to do it, but she did. She thought, okay, like back off, and when somebody back off, he thought, whew, it was by accident. But that was the first time. The second time was really, really bad. She had to go to the hospital. Well, not really the hospital at the second time, but it was that bad. And then she went to a restaurant with a friend, and Atlas, her best friend when she was a child, happened to own the restaurant and everything. And then they all talking once dinner over. They're like, hey, so what going on? How you been? And be like, I am married and everything. And of course, Atlas see the bruise on the cheek with he slapped her on the cheek, so you could see that red mark from the handprint. So then I like, what happened to you? And he very, very, very worried about her because they were always talking about her parents. That's the main thing, and like, it was that sad. And they're like, look, you don't know him, it was an accident. And the thing about Atlas, what I love about him, is he will put you on like, do you want to be like your mom? He will like treat you, like he will like tell you right up, do you want to be like your mom? I mean, you saw what your dad did. And she didn't want to believe it. And what's sad is she would say the same thing what her mom said, and she didn't really realize what she was saying at that time until she finally like opened her eyes and be like, oh my God, I like my mom, you know? So, during time, you know, one time it was a big hit for her face. I mean, it was a big punch. And Riles and Liddy got in a big fight. That it got to the point that he literally pushed her and she fell down the stairs and she had to go to the hospital. And when she go to the hospital, well, technically when she go to the hospital, she will call while took off after the big hit when he falls. Liddy was in shock when she fell, and she had it like broken bones, and her jaw was like cut right here. It was bad. And Atlas, she called Atlas, hey, pick me up, take me to the hospital, something happened. So, of course, you know, Atlas knew what was going on, so he took Lily to the hospital. And right there and then, Lily found out that she was pregnant. And in that moment, she had it to realize what is better, a relationship or the baby, to keep the baby safe. Because she did not want to grow up on way she did, seeing the mom getting beat up by her dad. She didn't want to see her like that. And she didn't want it for her child to hate her dad. Because she really did hate him. She didn't love, when Lily's dad got very good and had the beautiful days, of course she loved it, but she always had that back on her mind saying, you didn't hit my mom when the next day you didn't hit my mom. That was she was always thinking on her head. So she didn't want her child to have that type of relationship with her dad. She wanted her child to have these beautiful memories with her dad and not saying that, oh my God, my dad will hit my mom. And she didn't want her child to say that. But that was she says when she would grow up. Even now, she always say that. So that was she wanted to cut that cord and not have the cycle doing it all over again. So she wanted to start that cycle and have a relationship that have all that. So when Atlas took her to the hospital, that's the last time that we see Atlas. So we don't see Atlas for a long time actually. So when she found out when she was pregnant, she moved out of the apartment. Well, not in the beginning. She didn't move out from the beginning. But little by little, she wanted to get her own place. Really be free. But right then, we're living at that apartment. She had a baby. She had a baby shower. And while wasn't living there, she didn't want nothing to do with him. Of course, she called Wild with her water broke, and she called him and be like, this is your baby, and I want you to be in your baby life. But during the pregnancy, they didn't have no contact at all. She didn't want nothing to do with him, but they do had it to talk and see because they were still married during that time. They were still married, then they got divorced, nothing like that. So, the day before, or like 2 or 3 days before she had the baby, she called Ryan and we were like, I need your help with the crib. I can't make it. And right then we're building the crib, and after the crib, they had a really long talk about their relationship, how they didn't make the baby and everything. And Wyatt really, really, really wanted his wife back, but he knew that he messed up very bad. And she said, and I didn't take you back. I don't know what didn't happen, but as of right now, I don't want you right now. But of course, she is having the baby and everything with her. And right there and then, they had that talk. And 2 days later, or a week later, her water broke. And she didn't really know who to call, but she called, Atlas. Lily called Ryle. She called Ryle because Ryle were also living at the same building. So, she wanted to give that to him, seeing the birth of his daughter and everything. And they had a long talk and be like, I want a divorce. And in the beginning, when Lily saw her daughter for the first time, she knew that it was over with Ryle. She knew that. So when Lily told Ryle, I want a divorce, Ryle didn't want to in the beginning. He didn't. But he said, look, she said, if your daughter comes and tell you that her boyfriend or husband hit your daughter, what you would do? And he finally realized if, he would protect the daughter. And he finally realized that he didn't want the daughter seeing him hurting the mom. And, Lily wants her daughter to love her dad and not hate her dad because what the dad was hitting the mom. So that's what she didn't want to do. So she already had a baby with 6 months already. 6 months went by and she already had the baby. And they are co-parenting the baby. And while she had the baby, she will walk into a office, and she went into Atlas. And Atlas, Atlas knew that she was pregnant, but of course, Atlas took her to the house about that one time. And, oh my God, you had a beautiful daughter and everything. And she said, yeah, I didn't go take her to go see her daddy and everything. So he thought that they were two together. She was still married to him. And he kind of had a disappointing look on her face. And then she said, to go see him, over, done. And he finally, realized it. So, it looked like in the very end that Atlas and Lily, it didn't have a relationship. And I yes, she finally didn't be happy because she always was happy with Atlas. Lily was always happy with Atlas. But of course Atlas had that troubled past that he was homeless and everything. And Atlas always said that I always wanted to be with you. I couldn't do it at the time. I didn't have the money. No way for me to be with you. But now I could. And he said that in the very end. And I think it kind of looks like I didn't get together. I'm working out, and knowing that she is divorced, and of course she needs to co-parent the baby. He okay with that because he really, really, really does love her, and she did too. She really loved him, and it's a good book. So then when I gave it 4 stars, not really a 5. I was thinking of 5, but some parts were okay, and I didn't like. Some parts were okay, and then some parts were a little bit boring, and then it got really, really good. But not boring. I was just mad that she never left. So I took it 4 stars because she did break the cycle and leave the husband and trying to be better for her daughter. So I gave that one 4 stars. So I got 2 more books. I got Booty of Pain, and the other one is I didn't read a Rory Appointment, a Booty of Pain. Those are the last 2 books that I need to read. So let's see what I get right now. Yeah, it didn't want it to read. Okay, I read a Rory Appointment, and this one is about Peter.